Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Day as a Professional. And today I'm going to be doing the second part of the job market analysis series. And in specific, today I'm going to be doing the Aerospace Engineering Job Market. So, for you guys who don't know what this series is about, I pretty much go over a particular job market or industry and go over the career trends, overall growth rate, and just a pretty much a synopsis of the industry. And for now, I'm going over an interview which I've already done. The interview is called Day in the Life of an Aerospace Scientist with Mr. Mirza Faizan. I would leave a link to that video, so go check it out. But I'm going to be doing a job market analysis for that major, for that industry. And, uh, and yeah, let's get right into it. So the first topic of my discussion is going to be surrounding what the aerospace engineer actually does, what subjects you have to take, and what some of their duties and responsibilities actually are. So an aerospace engineer is a person who either designs, develops, or maintains an aircraft, a satellite, or a spacecraft. And some of the subjects which you have to be well versed in is physics, mathematics, engineering related stuff, such as statics, aerodynamics, mechanics of solids and fluids. And after being taught on these subjects, you can go into some subsystems which are in this field, which include aerodynamics, propulsion systems, materials, structures, and control systems. As you can see on my screen, some of the duties and responsibilities which aerospace engineering students have to be able to do in the future are designing and developing air systems, conducting research and analysis. And I would say this is one of the better parts. It's because being able to better an aircraft is essential to making an aircraft more fuel efficient or cost efficient, right? Because if you have better aerodynamics on an aircraft, you're able to lower the fuel which is actually needed. So the more fuel which is needed to make an aircraft actually run through air and reduce and go through air resistance, the more fuel you're going to need, therefore the more money it's going to take. So if you can make an aircraft more aerodynamic or and it can cut through the air, you're saving millions of dollars over a couple hundred trips. So I would personally say that that's one of the most best growing fields in specific in this industry. And other things which are there is testing and evaluating prototypes, collaborating with other teams, and just other things like making sure you're in the company's policies. But that's specific to companies. That's not exactly what we're going to be getting into. Moving on to the next field, we can see the job market for the aerospace industry. As you can see, there are currently around 70,000 jobs in this field, but there's supposed to be a 6% growth over the next 10 years. And this growth is above average for the average growth rate for jobs in the United States and about average for the increase in jobs in an industry throughout the world. So in the United States, particular industries, jobs increased by around 5.3%. As you can see, it is above 6%, while in the world, the average industry increase of jobs is between 5 to 8%, and this is hitting the sweet spot right in the middle. And this growth can be attributed to the increase in demand for air travel, satellite deployment, and defense investments by the government. And this growth is expected to continue in the future as new players enter the market and existing companies try to expand their operations. You can see other space companies trying to make space travel possible for the ordinary person. So you can probably see that happening in the next decade or maybe a couple decades, and more industries, more companies are going to try and get a foothold in that field. And a concentration of aerospace engineers throughout the states. There's a lot of jobs in California, Texas, Ohio, and these are three main places where you can see where NASA is held in Houston, so that's why Texas is so high. Other companies are located in California and Ohio respectively, so you can always expect there to be employment opportunities there. And now moving on to the education. So, some of the education which is required to be an aerospace engineer includes a degree in either aerospace engineering, mechanical engineering, or computational engineering. Generally, a lot of the industry requires you to have this because These are skills which you cannot just pick up in high school, or there's not really like a in-depth high school course which provides this. So as you can see, almost 30% of the industry has an aerospace engineering degree, 14% has a mechanical engineering degree, almost 100% of the industry has a degree in general. And you can see the distribution of degrees here below. So 59% has a bachelor's, 33% have a master's. Now, you don't need to have a master's, but if you want to pursue that in higher education, it's always welcomed and it will definitely not hurt you. A master's is not necessary, but it is nice to have. And let's move into what kind of traits are seen in aerospace engineers. This is a survey which has been taken from over 1,100 engineers, and you can see a lot of the traits are seen in people who are curious and kind of outgoing, and who are able to communicate with other team members. So these traits are important because being curious, first of all, helps just because this will help you solve so many problems in the field. And when you solve that problem, you have to make sure there's no other areas of the same subsystem which has been affected. So instead of running the test and then finding out, you're able to do it beforehand, and that saves so much time, so much potential money to if it's like after you build it and find out. And it's always good to be outgoing because you're going to be working in a team, right? And that team is going to be working with other teams, other subsystems of that same plane to make sure it functions well. So these personality traits do make sense, and I think they are important to have if you are part of this industry. And we can move on to some of the demographics in this area. You can see that most people are full-time employees. You can see the gender mix, the ethnic mix on the bottom, and we can finally finish off with what the salary of this field is looking like. So from it ranges from around 80K to 170K, and obviously it depends on the experience level you're coming in with or what company is actually offering you the offer. Pretty good salary, six figures, so that's always nice. And I think that it can always go up from here just because I think the salary for this in previous in the last 10 years was maybe around like 110, 105. And since then it has improved to 120 now. So in the following years you can always see it go to 130, 140 as an average. So that's always good to see. That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the video. Please keep on liking and subscribing. I want to rebuild this channel to what it can be and what it will be in the future. And yeah, look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.